Shimano has just released their brand new 12-speed 105 mechanical group set. Mechanical group set riders rejoice. But do people even care nowadays? It's right now 2023, almost the year 2024. Electronic group sets have really dominated the market, and every single new bike that's coming out is pretty much based for electronic group set bicycles. Now, with this new release of the 105 12-speed group set, it only comes in a hydraulic disc brake version, no rim brake option. So, who are they really releasing this group set for, and are they missing the mark? In today's video, we'll be discussing all that. Give me 1 second while I switch cameras. Kia! Before we get into why I think they missed the mark, let's get into some brass facts, some details about this group set. It will be a full 12-speed group set. As of right now, it is only hydraulic disc brake. There is no hint given that it will be a rim brake option for 12-speed. It is the exact same feeling and the exact same gearing as the 105 Di2 in terms of hood shapes and everything like that, just with a mechanical cable. Price point on this group set is right around $1,100 USD, $1,100, whereas the 105 Di2 group set right now is $1,700, so pretty close in value. This group set is meant to go ahead and make it more aggressively affordable for consumers to buy an entry-level bike with a 12-speed group set. But here is where the issue comes into play. The people right now really looking forward to the mechanical group set coming out for a 12-speed are, I believe, enthusiasts. To me, I believe that they are big-time enthusiasts. They love how a mechanical shifter shifts. Whether that be on a 105, which is the group set for the people of the 11-speed, the Ultegra, which is pretty much bomb-proof and did such a great job, or the Dura-Ace, which was one of the all-time 11-speed Dura-Ace was one of the best-feeling mechanical shifts to me. But there is no way in my mind do I think that Shimano comes out with a 12-speed group set and people who have Dura-Ace or Ultegra immediately want to jump ship and go to a 12-speed group set. Nowhere in my mind do I think that they are thinking to themselves, you know what's going to make me faster? One more gear. You know what's going to make me faster? Making my bicycle heavier to go with this 105 mechanical. And even this group set, it makes no sense to me. When you upgrade to this group set from your 11-speed mechanical stuff, you pretty much bottle yourself into one group set. There's no more upgrading up. There's no more tiering up or tiering down. You only have this 12-speed mechanical group set. Whereas if you look around and you really like the feel of an 11-speed mechanical group set, why not just look for a used Ultegra or a used Dura-Ace? You can get an Ultegra cassette with a Dura-Ace chain. Ultegra shifters with a Dura-Ace rear derailleur. Mix and match. You have options and you have cheaper, affordable price points. Now, they're probably looking out for the new consumer, the new person getting into the bicycle industry that maybe wants a cheaper price point. But even at today's day and age, it doesn't make any sense. And I'll tell you why. I was watching a Hambini video, and he basically was saying that all this stuff that it takes to make this mechanical stuff shift, like the springs, the little nuts, the bits, everything like that probably costs him a ton more money than what it does to make a electronic group set. And I agree with him. The stuff that's inside your phone, the stuff that's inside your keyboards, the PCB, the cherry pie, the electronic PCB, the pretty much the brain of it, are getting way cheaper to make. So instead of going ahead and outsource to factories to make a separate group set that you have to go ahead and fit there and go inside, I don't know if you guys have ever seen what's inside of a shifter, but springs, mechanisms, things that have to hit the right way for a mechanical shift to work. That costs way more money, I think, to go ahead and fit there and sit there, where instead you just put a electronic board inside there, you press a button, and it fires off the command. I think it will be way cheaper and better off for the consumer to go ahead and X-nay the 12-speed group set for the mechanical, let the 11-speed mechanical stuff ride on, make a 12-speed, put in more orders for the factory for 12-speed Di2, and get a cheaper price point to the end consumer. That is my main think of why I think it should happen. Also, people really do seem to think that the mechanical stuff is bomb-proof. It'll last forever. You don't have to worry about charging your battery. You don't have to worry about doing stuff like this. Now, in today's day and age, for those people who are really concerned about that stuff, they're pretty much, I mean, they already know themselves. I don't have to talk to you on the camera. You're probably anal about riding. You probably get your shoes ready, get your water bottle ready, check your everything that. So what's one more charging your battery? You're charging your phone at night. You're going to charge your battery to your bicycle. The electronic stuff has come so far from what it was. It's way more reliable. You rarely just see stuff just stop working mid-ride. And nonetheless, I've heard stories where mechanical stuff has just failed out of nowhere. So both of them, to their point, have their own faults. So I really do think that the electronical group sets are the way to go in the year 2024. Now, before we talk price sets of these group sets and making entry-level bikes, because I have a talk on that as well, I do want to say this. Typically, when you think of mechanical group sets on bicycles, you associate them with a rim brake bike. I know I do in my head. That's just how I think it is. With now today's bikes becoming electronic, hydraulic disc brakes, full integrated cables where they have a bend through the handlebar, through the stem, down to the head tube, down the bottom bracket, with a mechanical cable running through all this, there's way more issues for a kink and everything like that. So, like I said, when you think of a 12-speed group set, you think of a mechanical shifting and a rim brake bike. Them not producing a rim brake version of this bicycle and just making a different shifter hood for this thing, I think is a clear loss. I think that you would have way more people upgrading from their rim brake bicycles that wanted a 12-speed piece of the pie, and you're missing that complete mark right there. All they have to do is just go ahead and come out with a brand new 12-speed shifter hood. That's it. This is it. Nothing else changes. Make a rim brake caliper, make a 12-speed shifter hood, and you're good. And it'll work with all this stuff right here. Your derailleur, your front derailleur, everything like that. You would open up to such a bigger clientele, but because they didn't do that, I really do think they missed the mark with this group set. When you think of mechanical shifting, you usually think of rim brake in my mind. Now, let's talk about prices for bikes, because this is probably where they're aiming towards. Big name manufacturers like Trek, Specialized, Giant, they produce bikes at an entry-level price point to maybe get a new consumer into the market. And back in the day, customers used to come into my store all the time and say, hey, I was recommended by a friend to get 105. 105 was always that group set that everybody could trust and know and love. But nowadays, it's not as cheap as what people used to think. You used to associate 105 bikes being at $1,500, $2,000, whatever the case might be. But in today's day and age, they're still expensive. This is the Tarmac SL6 Sport. This bicycle retail with 105 mechanical 11-speed, aluminum wheels, and a carbon frame for $3,500. That is still a crazy price point bike in terms of what you get for mechanical. Jump up to a bicycle that's on sale right now, which this bike is on sale, just fair speaking, this is $3,000. We go into the future of 2023, we have here a Tarmac SL7 Comp Rival, 2x12 electronic group set, hydraulic disc brakes, and fully integrated cables with aero frames. This bicycle retail for $5,500, but because of the fact of just a crazy amount of overstock, every single company has it right now, to the point where this bicycle is on sale for $4,500. So you have a bicycle now that people were considering a $3,500 bike in their head. I'm okay with paying $3,500 for a mechanical bicycle, but then you walk into a bike shop, you see this bike for $1,000 more, it might incline them to spend a little bit more money to jump to a fully integrated bike. Electronic shifting, hydraulic disc brakes, you get the whole shebang-a-bang. And I really do think that we will see in the future, these prices come down even more with the release of SRAM's Apex 12-speed group set. You could see full carbon fiber bikes with 12-speed electronic group sets for like $4,000. So the fact of you're sitting there saying that it's going to give retailers and manufacturers a better price point bike, it wasn't the case. The bicycle down that's pretty much for the people is the Tiagra 11-speed group set. This group set will always get a bad rap and a bad name, and it leaves a bad taste in people's mouth. But to me, I think this is the new group set for the people. It's an 11-speed group set by Shimano Tiagra. The shifts are very crisp because of all that trickle-down technology from Dura-Ace to Ultegra to 105 to now Tiagra. The hoods feel great. The hydraulic disc brakes feel great. And these bikes are going for now $2,300, which is a great deal. And you're saving yourself almost $1,000 from what the 105 version is. So again, I don't see where this 105... I don't see where the 105 mechanicals come into play. I don't think it's a group set for the people. I don't think it's a great option. I'd rather splurge for the 105 Di2. If I am kind of making that big financial purchase, there's a ton of different options to go ahead and outweigh there. And then last but not least, just to throw this in there just to be fair, because like I mentioned before, of this total amount of back stock of parts right now, the only reason why you would get that 12-speed is just because you prefer that mechanical shift, which there are some people who still do. But if you go out just looking, and I hate to do this because I'm a retailer and this affects me, but there is an overstock of every single component out there right now. And we have here a 105 Di2 12-speed electronic group set that's on sale for 15% off, was $2,000. That's on sale for $1,429. Very, very close to that 105 12-speed mechanical group of $1,100. The only way that I would see that you don't get this group set over a mechanical group set is just because of the fact that you really do get your socks off by shifting with that mechanical actuation. But I'm telling you, the electronic group sets have made huge strides recently. They shift really well. Literally, you're getting a base model group set that's shifting just like the top tier stuff because the software, the battery, and the wires are usually all the same as their high-end stuff. It's just the hardware differences between the 105 and the Dura-Ace, between the Rival and the Red. So when you are buying the entry-level group sets on there, it's so nice. I don't know where this 105 mechanical fits into the group, and I really do feel like that Shimano lost. If they would have just made a rim brake version, or they made a 105 rim brake version and also a Dura-Ace version to get those Dura-Ace people, advocates on there, I think for sure it would have been a little bit better, but I don't know who this group set's for in the year 2023. You guys let me know. Obviously, there's going to be those customers that are full-on still enthusiasts that just prefer them. Like, GC, you have no idea what you're talking about. I hate you. I hope you die. My mechanical brakes shift. Fuck you. But no, I understand what you guys are saying. And if that's a preference of what you like, everyone has their preferences, and I'm all open for people to still have options. But I don't think this group set hits the way it should have. I've seen the YouTube release for the videos. There wasn't as such a big buzz as what I thought it was going to be. And I think maybe because of the fact that there's just so many leaks of it before, or maybe it's just the fact that people just don't care enough anymore. So we'll see how it goes. I didn't get any talks of it, me being personally in my store. And I really had no one really asking for these group sets themselves. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Por favor, WINSPACE Hyper.